So what inspired me to become a podiatrist actually began with my origin in fitness. And I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years. And really my draw within fitness and therefore podiatry is movement. So I may be a foot specialist, but I actually consider myself a movement specialist. And then the further I got through my podiatry training, I completely fell in love with feet. The role of feet in human movement, I mean, it makes sense. Our feet are the only contact point between the body and the ground. So if you're looking to optimize human movement, you have to be thinking about the feet. And the feet are, of course, also a sensory gateway into the brain. A lot of the limitations I saw in traditional podiatry actually began in podiatry school. I started to see a lot of narrow recommendations for patients, whether it was mobility exercises, footwear recommendations, orthotics. It was very isolated and thinking of the foot as not connected to the rest of the body. So I started to question a lot of the approach to podiatry and foot care and thought holistically, whole body and from an integrated perspective. So as soon as I finished my formal training from day one in clinical, I started to look whole body, holistically, trying to think about how the feet connect to the rest of the body, the feet to the pelvic floor. And what was very important is that I was treating the person, not just the foot. So there were two key moments of where I felt that there were restrictions or limitations in what was recommended to the patients. The first one had to do with a stretch recommendation for a patient, and all of my peers were giving the exact same stretch for plantar fasciitis. And to me, it just felt like there was a need to question and ask more of what we could be offering our patients. The second was for footwear recommendations. Every peer was saying the exact same shoe. And we know that there's many different types of feet and different types of footwear, but it started to show me that really what was being taught in podiatry school is these restricted recommendations or formulas for patients, which we are not all one size fits all. And it really is what drove me to start to question things and to know that there was more that could be offered for patients and just in human movement in general. So one of the biggest limitations that I also saw in podiatry was that the feet were being looked at from a purely mechanical perspective. Everyone was talking about the feet as high arches, low arches, pronation, supination. They're this truly isolated mechanical model of looking at the feet and at movement. However, that is not the way that we move. Our feet are packed with thousands of nerves. We have fascia that runs throughout our body. And it really piqued my curiosity as far as there's more that we could be offering people. There's more to the function of the human foot besides just this mechanical model. So I started to explore. This also happened to be during the barefoot running boom, which was during 2008, 9, 10, around those years, where the minimal shoe companies were starting to question a lot of footwear and foot function. And it was really the start of breaking the mechanical model. That happened to parallel when I was going back to school to get my master's in human movement. And I focused for 2 years during my master's on nothing but barefoot science. And I started to really open my eyes to the power of the human foot from a sensory perspective. The skin in the bottom of the foot is packed with thousands of nerves, and then the fascial lines, or the connective tissue that runs through the foot, has millions of nerves. And it really showed me that there's more to the story. And then, of course, our feet connect to other parts of our body, specifically our diaphragm. And I became uniquely fascinated with how our feet and our breath are incorporated. So if I had to describe the beginning of Naboso in one sentence, I would say accessing the neurosensory power of the human foot. I believe that sensory stimulation is so important to foot health and human movement because really the skin is the only contact point between the body and the ground. The skin in the bottom of the feet is packed with millions of nerves that it is inherent to the way that we control our movement. Sensory stimulation shapes the way we feel and see our body, which ultimately controls movement. So sensation shapes our movement. Before your muscles contract, sensory stimulation has to come in. Information in, movement out. So at the core of it, sensory stimulation is first and is the critical component to optimizing human movement. So sensory input allows us to see our body in space. It is what shapes the brain's ability to control itself, to see itself. So by bringing in sensory stimulation, you shape the picture for your brain to then ultimately control movement. By feeling the body through sensation, you can improve posture, you can improve coordination, and ultimately improve movement. Our feet are connected to the rest of the body through fascia lines. Fascia is a connective tissue web that has over 100 million sensory nerves. So this connective tissue web, which runs from the bottom tips of our toes, up the leg, deep hip, from our pelvic floor to our diaphragm, up our neck to our tongue. It is one of the most powerful sensory pathways to how we control posture and gravity. And it starts in your feet and with sensation. One of the easiest ways to understand the power of the feet from a sensory perspective is to think of it almost like our eyes. So our feet and the skin in the bottom of our feet with thousands of nerves are designed to feel and read every step that we take. And by feeling the ground or seeing the ground, we are able to control our posture and control our movement. I think most people think of our feet from a mechanical model, which is a similar restriction of podiatry. We think we need arch supports and orthotics. We need supportive shoes, when in fact, our feet are a very powerful sensory gateway into the way that we control movement, and our feet are designed to control themselves naturally. In all of the different Naboso products, there are two main non-negotiables. First one has to be effective. It is very important that our products deliver the results that we say and recommend. And the second is that they have to be easy to incorporate into your lifestyle. It is very important to try to think about foot health from a lifestyle perspective. So all the different products are thinking about that is easily incorporating into your day or your life with little resistance. So one of the most important features of the Naboso product is that the stimulation that we deliver is very consistent. It is a patented texture, so it's very important that we are delivering the type of stimulus that matches our patent, but also to the elevation or to the level that will create results. And for that, we use very specific materials, and the durometer or the hardness of the material is very specific to deliver that stimulation. I would say during the development of Naboso, one of my personal learning experiences was the complexity of actually holding our texture. It took 2 years of R&D to develop our first product, and most of it was finding the appropriate materials that would hold the texture or the stimulation, and then also to find the hardness in the stimulation. So it took a lot of iterations in 2 years to find that material. I think one of the most important reasons of why we focus on function versus trends and fads is that I truly want to build a legacy and an impact. I'm really trying to shape the way that people think about foot health and the role that texture specifically plays in the neurosensory space. And for that, we have to deliver consistency. So what sets Naboso apart in the space of sensory stimulation and recovery is our very specific texture. It's patented, it's based off of research, and it delivers the results in which we say. It is also based around a certain level of hardness or stimulation that is also in the materials that we use. So I definitely practice what I preach, and I use Naboso every single day. My focus is often on foot recovery, and my 3 favorite products are the splay toe spacers. I use the NeuroBall every morning and every evening, and then I absolutely love using our recovery socks. I believe that everybody benefits from Naboso, but when you think about the categories that we focus on is medical. This would be people with plantar fasciitis, neuropathy, maybe they're trying to prevent falls. The second is performance. So this would be athletes and individuals in fitness and Pilates. And then the third would be wellness, which is essentially everyone. So it's the moms, it's the long day at work, or you're trying to just focus on movement longevity. Using the different products are recommended. So I truly believe that sensory-based approaches such as Naboso plays a critical role in healthcare, longevity, and athletics because it's really where everything starts. It's about feeling your feet, feeling your body, connecting to the ground, connecting to your nervous system. Naboso provides a truly effective way to access our foundation. So my hope and my expectation for the Japanese market is to embrace and see the impact that sensory stimulation has, specifically that by Naboso, on foot health, foot awareness, and movement. Movement and recovery hopefully will evolve as sensory stimulation such as Naboso becomes accepted, is that everything begins with the nervous system. It begins with our brain-body connection. And a big part of that story is our feet and the way that we feel our feet and feel the ground. One of the most important messages about Naboso and experiencing it is the power of texture. Texture is stimulating thousands of nerves in the bottom of the feet, which is waking up the brain. It is stimulating the muscles and it boosts circulation. So at the core, it's about activation, strength, and recovery. One of the most important things about the feet is that it is a sensory structure, and I truly believe that it is the gateway into our brain.